How's it going? This is side 2 of this record. Months back, I came across a whole batch of these Musique Folklorique du Monde. This is Turkey, Syria, Singapore, Panama, Morocco, Israel, Iran, Bengali. And this Ceylon, modern day Sri Lanka. Great covers on these. These are all French pressings. Music disc labels. They're not all the same. Labels aren't all the same, but it's a variation of that. Yeah, I love this. These were really cheap too. Like I said, I found them all at the same time, and I got 8 or 9 of these for about anywhere from $4, $5, $6 each. And great covers on all of them. Great photos. Right. I haven't really been too motivated to do stuff here, but I was about to put some albums away, and I thought, yeah, let me see how this goes. Maybe I'll just shut the camera off. Maybe I'll let it roll. Stuff that's been out, whether I've listened to them or some albums I just take out. I think of them and I just take out, and they sit out, and I either don't play them or it takes a while to get to them. I think, like a lot of people, I'm just constantly thinking about the records here. When I'm not home, there are times where I'm thinking about certain records and pulling them off the shelf and just looking at them. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'll let this play for a minute. Probably throw something else on. First thing I have here, I scooted my albums on the floor over here. I saw Dave show this the other day. I got a copy too. This Fred Anderson with Hamid Drake. This I have the CD of this. This is originally CD only on Thrill Jockey. Jeff Parker's on here. Harrison Bankhead. Double album. Dave got a colored vinyl. This one's black traditional. Excellent stuff. Fred Anderson, Hamid Drake. And these are a couple albums I guess I just took out because the Black Jazz reissues started coming out, I guess, about 2 years ago now. And Strata East label stuff is starting to gain traction, I guess you could say. So I was thinking about these. These albums are how I got introduced to those labels. Back in the late 90s, 97, Universal Sound label is putting out some great compilations, and this is a comp from Strata East label stuff. And I got these, like I said, pretty much when they came out. I think right around when they did, 97, 98. And just nice compilation of the labels. You got Stanley Cowell, Charles Sullivan, Field Holler's great one, Harold Vick. A lot of these albums have been reissued here recently, though. Not the Dick Griffin trombonist. There's a song on here of his, and also there's another one that I don't recall seeing. Keno Duke, yeah, drummer. There's Weldon Irvine, Turkish Bath, and Black Jazz comp, and all these albums now, I think they've been through the whole catalog, 24, 25 releases. Henry Franklin, Calvin Keys, Doug Karn, Rudolph Johnson, Chester Thompson. Has the Chester Thompson been released? I don't know. 96, this one came out. So yeah, this is how I was introduced to these labels way back, and the Black Jazz stuff wasn't coming out then. I think CDs came out like in the late 90s, early 2000s, but there was some Strata East LPs that were being reissued in that time frame, late 90s, and I have a few of those. And Universal Sound is a great label. Inner Sleeve, some of their releases there. This 100% Dynamite, to me, is one of the best reggae comps. I have the CD of that. ESG. So yeah, kind of made me. I haven't played these. I mean, I know all of this stuff. One thing I did notice that's conspicuously missing from the Strata East is any Charles Tolliver. So not sure what the deal with that was. I broke this out. I originally got this because of Henry Cowell Persian set, but when I was listening to this last time, the Lou Harrison, that is a piece. Suite for violin, piano, and small orchestra. Yeah. Leopold Stokowski is the conductor. Persian set is good. It's not anywhere near actual Persian music. It's more inspired by Persian music and culture. It's a nice piece, but yeah, I'm really digging the Lou Harrison side on this. fantastic. I'm going to keep this out and listen to it even more. And a while ago, I was at Amoeba, and they had, somebody must have brought in a bunch of Messiaen, because their Messiaen section was fat, and it's hardly ever anything in there, maybe a couple albums. So I got a few Mass de la Pentecôte, organ music, and man, this is excellent. What is this? Ducret Thompson label. Yeah, the pipe organ, and I listen to this just sitting here in the dark, so to say, and the music, I don't know that I'd say it's the type of music that washes over me, but I feel like as I'm listening to it, it has its ups and downs. Most of it is very morose, but there are sections where it gets, you could say, a little animated, but either way, I feel like it just rests over me. And there's a certain soothness to this music. And another one on the Argo label is Poems pour me on one side, and Songs for Dove, Sir Michael Tippett, on the other side. And I haven't even listened to the other side yet with Tippett. This is Argo, nice cover there. And another one I got is Stravinsky on one side, Petrushka and Messiaen on the other, solo piano by Mikhail Rudy. And this is really, both of these are excellent recordings, but the Messiaen, again, they just sit here and take it in, and it's just like I feel like it's such a soft sound, but it gets right through me. Mikhail Rudy looks young at the time. I've seen other albums with him. I don't know much about him, but it was the early 70s, I think, 73 maybe, on the Harmonia Mundi label. Yeah, so some more Messiaen added to the collection. Let's see here. I was on like a soul kick here recently for a couple days. Just wanted to hear some funk, some soul. Started with hearing this album, Sun, underrated band. Yeah, I love this band and I love this album. This is either their first or second, from 77, and even back then they had the colored wax. Man, this is excellent stuff out of Dayton, Ohio. Another example of what was going on in Dayton with all these killer soul bands. Yeah, songs on here I love are Conscience, and Time is Passing. I mean, I guess all this stuff could be compared to Earth, Wind, and Fire because they seem to be the most popular band like this. But like so many of these bands have You can say they're like Earth, Wind, and Fire, but they have their own certain flavorings to their sound. Yeah, I love this Sun, and then I broke out this Mother's Finest. This is also from 70, not 77, 76. Killer groove shit on here, and some riffs. They're kind of like a combination. I guess they have a reputation for being like a soul rock kind of outfit. And other than the opening tracks on each side, Fire and My Baby, it seems like with those songs they were trying to go for something for the radio, upbeat, kind of radio friendly sort of songs. But then the rest of each side is killer. I mean, there's some killer riffs on here, guitar riffs. And I think they were from Georgia. It's the only album I have of theirs. Mother's Finest. I don't know what label this is. Epic. Then I went for one of my favorites, probably my favorite Parliament record, Up for the Downstroke, 74. Yeah. This is, I love side 2 with I Just Got Back, All Your Goodies Are Gone, Whatever Makes Baby Feel Good, and Presence of a Brain. Yeah, Up for the Downstroke. And they do Testify. They redid it. It might be on their first album as Parliament. Yeah, Up for the Downstroke, 1974. Then some Fatback Band. I think this is their first album. Perception. This doesn't have a year. 72 maybe. But yeah. Yeah, another great one. Some nice beats. They got a little more into like the beats and breaks on albums after this, but I like this one. It's a little more raw and mostly instrumentals, but with some background vocals, like on Give Me One More Chance. I like that song. And they do a version of Wichita Lineman. Let's Do It Again, Fatback. And then I kind of eased it all down with some Manhattan's. Manhattan's greatest hits. Of course, people know Kiss and Say Goodbye, but this is an excellent album all the way through, even a few of the more deeper cuts. Don't Take Your Love. Let's see, Kiss and Say Goodbye. I'm having a tough time. I'll Never Find Another Like You. Yeah, Manhattan's. Killer Harmony Soul. And, well, I picked this one. Yeah, something made me think of this. Kofi, Donald Byrd. This is a unreleased session. And the phone doesn't ring for a week, and now it's ringing. 1969 and 70. I think this is part of the Electric Bird session. Might have an overlap or something. But this wasn't released till the 90s on that Rare Groove series. Is that what it was? I like this better than Electric Bird. There's a little more darkness to it. Yeah. Kofi, Donald Byrd. Let me put on another record here. So that was the music of Ceylon. Yeah, I've been really getting into this one lately. I'll play side 2. Emil Viklicki Quartet out of Czechoslovakia, homage to Joan Miro. Viklicki is a pianist, but it's almost like the saxophonist steals the show here. He's playing, especially on this side 2. It's just pure. František Kolb. Soprano, tenor, and some bass clarinet. On the Superfon label. 1987, but you wouldn't think that. Sounds like a 70s album. So put that over there. Let's see. I'm getting into some European jazz. Broke this out. Araldo Volante, tenor, saxophonist, and soprano. This is a pianoless sextet, recorded in '68 in Italy. Saxophone, trumpet, trombone, 2 bassists, and a drummer. And free and loose, kind of like it says. It's there's some Coltrane-esque moments here, but it almost seems like he's a little more in tune with Ornette Coleman, what Ornette Coleman was doing. Yeah, this is a reissue on the Schema, Rearward Schema. Broke this out. I hadn't listened to this in a long time. The Kid, Harold Owsley, Cobblestone. Yeah, both sides. The Kid and Prodigal Son lead off each side, and that's just in your face, just killer, almost like a Maceo Parker-esque kind of thing. I said esque again. And a really interesting version of Me and Bobby McGee, which I think, to me, it seems like it's a little too long. It's 9 minutes. But if it was like 5, maybe even 6, I feel like, yeah, that I could see that. But you got Neil Craig on here, legendary Neil Craig, Bob Rose, guitar, some killer guitar playing, Jay Leonhardt, electric bass, Jim Young, drums, and Danny Barajanos, percussion. Indian Navigation, solo piano, Dennis Moorman, from '82, and I think this is his only album he ever made as a leader. And I know he's an educator in New York, and played on a couple of Cecil McBee albums and maybe a couple other albums I can't think of offhand. Notes by Amiri Baraka, nice solo piano, very earthy, and you can really hear, even at this time, '82, Monk's influence. And he doesn't necessarily sound like Monk, but when you hear certain pianists, you know, yeah, they're from the Monk school, and you know, that lineage, Cecil Taylor and players like that. This is a nice album, 6 songs, all originals, which I like that. And Circles of Destiny, Indian Navigation, 1982. Kind of a little rock. I just happened to notice these on the shelves because they're together, and a couple of reissues of like Private Press rock albums. Winterhawk out of Chicago, Revival. I think this was from '82, and this is Rush influenced, maybe like Caress of Steel, the sound they had on that a little bit, but yeah, this is excellent stuff. I think this is a 3-man band. No keyboards. Yeah, excellent stuff. I think the main guy in this band was Jordan Marcus, and this is on the Vintage label. They have something to do with Rockadrome. And then I played this White Summer out of Michigan. I think Kalamazoo. This is recorded in Michigan. Recorded in Kalamazoo. And this is a reissue on the Outsider label. This is very raw. Again, no trio, no keyboards. And this is like, man, this is really good stuff. Kind of like if there's such a thing as garage prog, that's the way I would describe this. There's little hints of Wishbone Ash here, and I don't want to say Grand Funk, but just a little early Grand Funk, like the Closer to Home survival albums type sound of Grand Funk. Yeah, White Summer out of Kalamazoo. I can't remember if I said Winterhawk is out of Chicago. I played an album I haven't put on in a long time. That's not the White Album. That's Santana. Welcome. This is the album right after Caravanserai, and I remember getting this in high school. I think I had those first 4 Santana albums already, and then I got this, and at the time I thought, wow, this is really different, and it is. Like, I didn't know what to make of it when I was 16, and knowing all the other Santana stuff, but yeah, I probably haven't played this in at least 15 years. I'm sure maybe like 18 years. But yeah, it sounded really good. This was like his new band, Tom Coster. Yeah, Alice Coltrane's on this. McLaughlin's on this. Not every track, but yeah, it was a good listen. I think I might go for Borboleta next, because I haven't heard that in a while either. Got this at some point recently, this Carl Magnus Newman Christian Rhyme Quartet, live at the Mold International Jazz Festival in 1976. This is, I mean, look at that cover. I love how just close they are. They're all like stacked in there. Yeah, 4 long tracks, sax, piano, bass, drums. This came out on the Jazz Aggression label last year or the year before. Yeah, I found this really cheap. Yeah, killer, just fiery, yeah, almost straight ahead, a little modal. Yeah, cool stuff there. Found this recently. None Such, Xenakis on one side and Penderecki on the other. I figured I got to go for it, and this doesn't disappoint. This is, I mean, I listened to both of these. I know Dom just finished his top psychedelic albums. I'm listening to these, and I'm like, yeah, this is psychedelic music. Yeah, man. Penderecki is Capriccio for violin and orchestra, and De Natura Sonoris with the Buffalo Philharmonic, and Xenakis is Akrata and Pithopracta. Stuff like that, None Such. And there was a time earlier in the year where I wasn't motivated and I wasn't even listening to music much, and I had one record on the turntable for about a month, and every so often I just play a side, and that was this John Sermon on Island, Westering Home. This is a solo album, but he plays many instruments, and there must be overdubs in this, but this is a nice meditative. At times it gets a little out, but for the most part it's like stays within realms of control. Yeah, nice album. I guess I got this at Amoeba. And during that time, I was, like I said, I wasn't listening much. And then I get this album in the mail out of the blue from Dom. And this woke me up. Count Ozzy, Ground Nation. And man, it kind of reinvigorated me because I was so happy to get this. And I put it on the turntable immediately, and it just hit. And I haven't even put it away yet. It's been out for like 5 months, something like that, because I know I'm just going to keep playing it on a regular basis. 6 sides, 3 records. I don't know what else to really say or what to say, other than Dom, this was like perfect, especially the timing. And I'm not a religious man at all. But if I were, like, this would be my prayer book. This record right here. Awesome. Again, over the 30-minute mark. Listening to this one a lot. Embryos Rise. Double album, fantastic. This it's part of their journey through the Middle East and India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. I mean, it starts off as just this killer, just electric fusion album, but then there's traditional stuff with, you know, the oud and the tar and flutes and just playing with local musicians. There's a beautiful movie that captures this trip of theirs in 1979. Yeah, on the Schneeball label. There's a booklet attached to it. It's actually a pretty cool label. Schneeball. And I'll do a couple more. I've already gone on this long. I got this. Part of the Buena Vista Social Club, Omara Portuando. This was a CD only, and they just came out with this. This is lovely, beautiful, sad, what I think of like cantina type music. This was recorded in early 2000s. And Ry Cooder's name is not on this album at all, even though it's part of the Buena Vista Social Club, so I like that. There's a great classical station in LA out of University of Southern California, KUSC, and that's what I listen to a lot in my car. And for a period of like 2 weeks, something like that, I kept hearing this symphony, and when I would turn the radio on, it would, I'd hear the last few minutes. It seems like I was coming in at the same time. Every time I put the radio, or turn the radio on. So I'm like, I'm gonna listen to this. It's New World Symphony, Dvorak. I think a lot of people may recognize this because it's been used in things as Bruno Walter conducting on Columbia. New World Symphony. I was listening to this when my son was over visiting, and he's like, you're not listening to Star Wars music, are you? I said, no. He said, this sounds like, and he described a scene in one of these movies. And I'm like, well, John Williams is known to borrow from other composers. And actually, there's a part in that New World Symphony, it kind of sounds like Jaws. That dun 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 dun. Yeah, I'm going on too long here. Because I've gotten some things here also as gifts. Maybe I'll do that next time. How about one more? I got in this phase I really wanted to listen to some Om. This God is good. Om, I'd say they're my favorite 21st century band. This is their 4th album, second to last. Man, God is good. 2-man outfit, Emil Amos, Al Cisneros, bass and drums, but it's a little more than that. Yeah, Om. All right, 37 minutes. Got Emil Viklicki here. I don't even know. I should have turned it up a little so people could hear the saxophonist. Everyone be well. Take it easy.